Hello everyone and welcome back to Ejima. Today this is Nana alone, and today I'm going to be talking about what I like most about living in Charlotte, North Carolina. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Some of you may have seen my video, Things I Wish I Knew Before Moving to Charlotte, North Carolina. And that was just so interesting to me because it seemed like a lot of people took offense to that video, and I was saying pros and cons. Like, why do people only listen to cons? Like, that's what kills me when you make these pros and cons videos. People just take the cons and they run with it and they're like, oh, why did you move? Why are you saying this? Oh, maybe you should have never came here. Listen, I made it very clear in that video that I do like Charlotte and I plan to stay in Charlotte. Thank you very much, but no place is perfect. Even the place I came from, New Jersey, had many issues, and that's why I left, okay? So far, I'm going to talk about things I really do enjoy about living in Charlotte, North Carolina. Number one thing I would really say is that I really feel like it's a good place for young professionals. That's what I could say, because coming from a place like New Jersey, the issue I always had is that as a young professional, let me add in black young professional, I felt like we did not have a space. Like, we didn't have places to go. We didn't have places, like everything was like, oh, everyone run to New York, run to New York, run to New York. And like, what about people that don't want to go to New York every weekend? What if people that don't want to drive 40 minutes, 45 minutes, pay toll, deal with traffic? You know, like, what if people don't want to go there? Like, what's in actual New Jersey that we can do? And I always felt like that was a key thing I was missing, that sense of community. And here I just feel like I definitely feel that. And it's crazy I'm saying this, it's a pandemic. So I have not even had that real experience of Charlotte yet. But from what I've experienced from working for the past months, meeting people, you know, I've made some friends, and I just feel like there's a space for us. You know, I don't feel like I always felt like in New Jersey, I was like this in suburbia. Like, I was just in a place where people are supposed to be when they're married with kids. Like, I never felt there was much to do for the young crowd. And let me know if I'm wrong, anyone from New Jersey watching this, but that's just how I always used to feel. But Charlotte is totally opposite. So it's a really good place to be as a young professional. Second thing I would say I really like is being able to easily assess like Black professionals. Like, I'm talking about, like, for example, I scheduled a bunch of appointments because my insurance just started. I'm like, let me go get my, you know, with Corona, everything happened. Let me make sure I do my physical, do everything, because last year was just a mess. So like, it's just so easy to find a Black dentist, find a Black eye doctor, find a Black OBGYN, find a Black PCP, find a Black dermatologist. Like, these are things that people take for granted, maybe based on where they're living. But from where I'm coming from in Jersey, my PCP and my OBGYN were Black. I'm not gonna lie and say like they don't exist, but you go to, there's still kind of like a few. Like, you go to them and like to get an appointment will take like months. Like, there's not a lot of them. They're there, but it's not a lot of them. What I mean, like, coming to a place like Charlotte, it's just like, oh, one Black optometrist, and my doctor's like, oh, if you don't like that one, I could refer you to 2 others. You can say something like what? Like, it's just that simple. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just with me. Like, I can't say in New Jersey they didn't exist, but I'm just saying the accessibility, like the abundance of them is the difference I'm noticing here. That's just, you know, correct. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Another thing I really do enjoy is just what I can say is really the scenery, like the environment, like just being around. Like, when I drive around in certain areas, like, it's just really a lot of, and I'm coming from the suburbs, so I'm used to trees and stuff. But here I notice it's just a lot of greenery sometimes, a lot of trees, you know, it just, even when I'm driving to areas that people are telling me are dangerous or like the hood, I can't tell. I say it, like, I really can't tell until like now I'm getting a little familiarized, and now I can tell, okay, there's a bunch of convenience stores, okay, this area, or I see people hanging out or something. But I just feel like no matter where you go, like, it's just this, what's the word? Like, there's just this vibe, this aura, like, you know, like, it just makes you, I don't know the word I'm looking for, just makes you, you know, nature, you know, just that nature, just those parks and that greenery, you know, that's supposed to help reduce stress and whatnot. But hey, Another thing I would say I really like about living in Charlotte is definitely the food. I've mentioned that in my last video, the pros. Like it's just because the reason why I haven't gained weight like that here, and I gained a few pounds, but that was because of my birthday and the holidays. But the reason why I haven't gained weight is because anyone that knows me is I'm very lazy when it comes to like going to look for food and ordering food and picking it up. And then when it's time for delivery, some of these prices are crazy. They be trying to charge. By the time I deal with all of that, I'm like, let me just go find something in the fridge and manage it and eat. But I do order a delivery. I do eat out. Like, I'm not gonna front. I can't cook 21 meals in a week that I'm eating. Like, that's just not realistic. Like, no matter what, I have to buy out food. Like, I get tired of eating what I'm cooking. So it's not like I don't eat out. But the amount, like, I don't, like, if you follow like the Charlotte agenda or you follow some of these Instagram handles, my friend be tagging me and stuff, and the food is just amazing. I'm just like, imagine if I wasn't so lazy. Like, I would be just eating. There's so many restaurants to try. Even during this pandemic, restaurants are opening. Like, me and my friend went to this place called Steak 48. It just opened like about a month ago, and I cannot believe this restaurant's opening about a month ago during everything that's happening. But just in general, there's just so many cute little restaurants. Just even if you don't want to spend a lot of money, because that place was expensive, I'm not gonna lie. If you just want to go to some regular places, just pick up some food. Like, it's just so accessible. The good, decent quality food. I'm not talking about, like, for me, because I don't eat McDonald's, I don't eat Burger King. Like, I don't eat that type of food. Like, I just don't, that used to be around me too. I never used to eat. I'm talking about like real, like authentic food, like real meals. That's one thing I definitely love about it. I'm looking forward to things to returning to some type of a new normal, like with the vaccine being out, hopefully as the spring, summer, fall approach. I just hope, because I really just want to get out there and just meet more people and just be able to do things. I'm the type of person that I can go out by myself too, so that's not even a problem. I've done that already a few times, but you get a little nervous because, like, especially working in the health field, and then you're getting all these directives from the health director. People are saying that you shouldn't be going anywhere but essential, nowhere but grocery shopping. So it's just like, sometimes I'm like, why? Like, I feel bad. Like, what am I about to go do? Why am I about to go and sit down and eat brunch? Is that essential? Like, why am I gonna go to happy hour? Is that essential? Like, I'm not saying I haven't done some of those things, because it came to a point that you just was like, okay, I got my mask, I'm good. But then when you see the way the number is, like, literally in Mecklenburg County, we went from having 100 cases a day to 900 cases a day. So, it just puts, and then now that I'm going to work and I'm interacting with people on a daily basis, that just puts things more into perspective. You just realize, like, wow, like, this, like, I'm not invincible, you know what I mean? So, like, going to work Monday through Friday, besides that, I really don't want to go anywhere else, because I'm just like, I'm already feel like I'm too exposed. Does that make sense to y'all? Like, I already feel like I'm going out too much. But when I wasn't working, even if I wanted to go to brunch once a week, I'm like, okay, at least it's the only time I went out besides the grocery store. You get what I'm saying? But now I'm just like, do I really need to go there? Do I really need to do that? Let me just order my food and bring it in my house. Like, that's what usually I tend to do. But yeah, definitely the food. Like, there's so many, even around my house. I just went today to meet up with this girl who's supposed to be making me a wig, and she's at this brunch spot right by my place, and I passed by the area, I never heard of it, and she's like, no, their food is so good. So you can't necessarily always rely on Instagram and Google Maps and all of that. Like, there's so many hidden gems that, like, if someone doesn't tell you, you may not even know they exist. Well, those are the things I can say I like. The weather definitely, oh my God, how can I not say that? But I said this before, but I've talked about this in the reasons you should move, in the pros, but the weather definitely is just like, it's January, and I be walking around sometimes with no jacket. Honestly, every day, like, I just have like a small sweater I wear sometimes. And sometimes I overdo it, because I be like, oh, I'm cold. I need to start wearing my Uggs to work. I'm like, I need to stop this. But like, literally most of the time, like, I'm good. Like, I could just like wear this, like because I'm like, the way I look at it is like, okay, I'm about to go, my car, I parked in the parking garage, and then I'm about to go park my car at work and walk like 10 seconds. So why am I about to go be dressed up? And I'll be looking at people that got their winter hats, their coats, and I'm just kind of like, is it because I'm up north that I feel like it's not that cold? I don't know. Like, trust me, like I said, it's not Miami, it's not Texas. I mean, and not Miami, it's not, let me be specific, because some parts of Texas even snow. It's not Miami, it's not Houston, but the weather's good. I feel like it's January and I'm walking around like this, like, there's a problem. Like like it's decent weather. You get all 4 seasons, but the weather is really decent. But I think ultimately that's about it. I'm pretty sure more things as I move here, more things eventually will pop up, and more things I'll be able to talk about with time. You know, I just, you know, for example, like I mentioned earlier in my points, I just like, you know, just like this culture here. I feel like there's a lot of culture. And like, for example, a couple of weeks ago, like the first Black public health nurse passed away at like 93, or her name was Teresa Elder. And like something as simple as that, it's just like, wow, like I'm in the county working for the same place that the first public health nurse was hired to work and could only serve Black patients. You know what I mean? Like something as simple as that people may take for granted, but just like, wow, like that's a lot of history there. Like that's a lot of culture. Like, you know, like it's a place where a lot of people fought for being down south. Just makes you realize that, not like I've always known about, but I think being down south hits the whole history of Black people. It just hits you more because you realize like this is where it was really, things were really, really happening. Like it was to another level. Like talking to one of my coworkers, talking about being a nurse in the 70s and how, you know, patients would spit on her. Patients would say, oh, I don't want that N taking care of me. Get her out my room. You know what I mean? Like things like that. Like you hear this, you hear it, but when someone tells you, someone verbalizes to you, like I went through this. I was in the first group of people that went to integrated schools. Do you get what I'm saying? Like I went to an all Black school. My mom had to talk to me about why I could only drink out of Black water fountain. Like things like this that you hear about, but to meet people that actually lived through it and experienced that, it just takes it to like a whole nother level. But yeah, it's just Charlotte is definitely a good place, but it has its issues like everywhere else. You know, like we mentioned over and over, there's a lot of homelessness. You know, not everyone is doing well. There is poverty. You know, there is gentrification. The area that I'm living in now, according to people I've talked to, it never used to be like this. They did not have all these apartments here. People were pushed out. Like that's just the truth. You know, they build all these nice apartments. They kick people out their homes. There's a tent city in Uptown. You know, so like you have $2,000 apartments, $1,700 apartments, but then there's people next door living in tents. So it's just a lot. But I'll have another video talking about that in general. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section, things I like about living in Charlotte, and just let me know, can y'all relate, or do you guys plan to move to Charlotte? Are there things that you think I missed or things that I should add? Just let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.